Okay, to begin my Dharma message, please join me in Gassho. Put your hands together. When we reflect on the establishment of the vow, we find that the Tathagata, without abandoning sentient beings in pain and affliction, has taken the directing of virtue to them as foremost, thus fulfilling the mind of great compassion. 如来の左岸を尋ねれば、苦悩の右情を捨てずして、栄光を主としたまいて、大神をば成就せり。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナマンダ、ナマンダ。Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for coming to Sunday service this morning. So today, this morning, we are having Bishop Rimban memorial service. So on the slideshow, you can see the slideshow, those who the past Rimban and BCA bishop. Then also on the program, if you have the printed program, you can see all the names. So on this occasion, I'd like to express my deepest appreciation and respect to all the bishop and Rimban of the Seattle Betsu Buddhist Temple who take a leadership position to spread the Jodo Shinshu teaching here in Seattle and in the United States. So because of their leadership and effort, we are able to here today to be able to listen to the teaching of important teaching, Jodo Shinshu teaching here in the United States and the Seattle Betsu Buddhist Temple. So I, as a Rimban of Seattle Betsu Buddhist Temple now, I maintain this temple as a Nembutsu Dojo. Nembutsu Dojo means a temple is a Nembutsu-centered, Shin Buddhist-centered temple. I would like to maintain and more activities and services and programs. We just reopened the temple now, so now it is a time to start thinking about what kind of program and services we can do. We open up the door to our current members, maybe those who are members before but stopped coming to the temple, then plus those neighbors, new peoples to come to our temple, visit our temple, and enjoy listening the Buddha's teaching together. So I think many of you are enjoying watching the FIFA World Cup. So my wife made the big, Group A, Group B, Group C, all the results is writing. So we are really following the FIFA World Cup, especially today at 1 p.m. important game is set. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. So some people wearing the Japan's jerseys. So today 1 p.m. is a game, Japan's games. I have to watch it. Yeah. So of course in Seattle also I heard. Well, I checked 6 games scheduled in Seattle at the Seattle. It is called Seattle Stadium, Lumen Field. 6 games. Then I clearly remember how many years ago? 32 years ago, United States hosted the FIFA World Cup. So of course I was in Japan at that time. I was watching the game. Then I was 17 years old at that time, 1994. So I think at that time Brazil won the championship. So 17 years old, so I was really, really watching. So yeah, that's a good memory. I was watching yeah. So about maybe last week, about a week ago, every morning I drop off my son to the school, then I driving back to the house. So then I was driving the Chinatown International District. So I saw lots of police cars. So I don't know exactly what they are doing, but I think they are moving the homeless people away from that area because that is really close to the stadium. So lots of visitors, not only from the United States, from all over the world is coming to visit Seattle, then go to the game. So that's why for the safety reason, then try to make that area nice and safe. I think the police was asking homeless people moving away from that area. So probably, when you are coming to the temple, driving to the temple during the weekday or on Sunday, you may see many people who are the homelessness or using the drug. So, I am here all the time. I'm here. So I see these people a lot, almost every day, I would say. So then what's happened to me is, I sometimes feel I become numb to pain. I'm so used to see these people. So the other day, one of our temple members shared one story about a man whose clothes got stuck on the escalator. Then he was struggling, and eventually his clothes began to strangle him. Then he died. So, because that was by the escalator, so people are walking by, but, they didn't help. They just ignored that person. There was a really sad news. But if you were walking by, what would you do? What would you do? We have to think about it. As I mentioned, because I'm seeing those people all the time, I'm getting too used to see these people on the street. Then become numb to pain. I understand, many people need help. But I start thinking, I'm afraid to help because they maybe attack me. I don't want to get involved in any trouble. I try to stay away of it. I try to look away of it. That's my mind. It is not easy to help other people. When I think about the Buddhist teaching is the teaching to help others. That's a Buddhist teaching. There's an important teaching called compassion. It is the ultimate kindness. It is the heart and mind to understand the pain of others. So without calculation, just help people who need support. So we learn this teaching, and based upon this teaching, we do things or act things, based on Buddha's teaching. So it is the Buddhist deed. But as I mentioned, I feel I sometimes become numb to see people who need help. Then sometimes I look away from them. Do you know how we call people who do not understand the pain of others? In Buddhism, these people are called ignorant person. Ignorant is probably, greed, anger, and ignorance. Ignorance is one of the three poisons. So Buddha is an enlightened one who has a great wisdom and compassion. I am a person who is full of blind passions and ignorance. So that's why I need to learn Buddha's compassion. I need to learn Buddha's teaching and guidance, what kindness means. People can be relieved and saved when people meet and receive someone's kindness. Well, let me share one of my embarrassing story. I was in Zimbabwe, Africa. I think I told you before. I was probably always talking about baseball when I talk about Zimbabwe. So I was visiting all different schools sometimes, almost every day. I was taking a bus. Then the bus is about 20 people, like a kind of minivan. Then, that's a minivan, but 20 people in the minivan. So that's a kind of lots of people in a car. So then I was visiting, I think, one school, in a suburb, rural area in Zimbabwe. You know what's happened? Stomachache. I had a serious, really bad stomachache at that time. So then I get up from the bus, then look for a toilet, but unfortunately, I couldn't find it. Then I had a toilet accident. Embarrassing. So in Zimbabwe, I am a strange Asian person. Everyone is, the black people. There's non-Asian people in that area. One woman stopped and asked me, "Oh, what's happened?" I said, "Oh, I had a stomachache." Then she said, "Follow me. She let me go into her house and use the bathroom to wash and clean myself. At that time, I was really hazukashi, shameful, and embarrassing. Probably I said thank you, but maybe I think running away from that place. So I don't know if I thank enough to that person, but I still clearly remember that kindness. That's not easy to do. That's not easy. As I mentioned, it is easy to say, help other people. It's so much easy. But it is not, sometimes it is really difficult to really support, help other people. So that's why, if I think it is not easy to help other people by myself, we can help other people together. That's why we have Sangha here at the temple. If it is not easy to do by myself, we can work together. If it is not easy to help stranger, person who we do not know, we can support, we can help someone we know. We can start helping other people what we can do. We can start from what we can do now. Once, when we are continuing helping others, gradually, we can nurture the compassion and kindness in your heart and mind rather than ignorance. We call bodhisattva who continue helping and supporting other people. We highly respect, like a Kannon Bodhisattva, where there are so many bodhisattvas in Buddhism. Bodhisattva is beings who are always helping other people. We can try one kindness at one day. We can start from that. If we can do that, we can try 2. Then we can try 3. Gradually, we can increase our kindness rather than ignorance. I'm not good at, doing anything by myself. So that's why we can do together. Then actually, Seattle Betsu Buddhist Temple, we are doing lots of programs. Well, even before the pandemic especially, there's so many programs supporting other people and the communities. Like, this year also, BWA participated Walk for Rice. That's one example. Then Eco-Sangha seminar we just had. That was helping the people and this Mother Earth. Then also, I think Dharma School organized the SOX drive a couple years ago. So then, before the pandemic, some group used to go to the Orion Center to help youth people. Then yesterday, Campfire held the craft fair here. So all the benefit was donated to the animals and the pet. So there are so many things we can do and we are doing. So, as a Buddhist, listening to the teaching means awakening to my ignorance and learning Buddha's compassion. Then, based on the Buddha's compassion, we think what we can do, then we do it. We think what we can do, then we do it. So that's a continuation. The listen, then we think, reflect upon myself, then think what we can do and do what we can do. So we just keep doing this. This is the Buddhist life. So thank you again for attending this service today. To conclude my Dharma message, please join me in Gassho. Put your hands together. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.